So it's official. My wife is divorcing me. She said she couldn't be with the Trump supporter. Told me I have until the end of the day to get my shit out of the house, get all my things. She's changing the lock. She doesn't want me back. She said she's taking the kids away from me. Yeah. I don't know what to do.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. So good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So in today's video, people are breaking up their marriages, people are ending their marriages, people are ending relationships, ending engagement just because their spouse or their partners voted for MAGA and they are not taking it, they are not finding it funny. Okay, so this man just said that the wife divorced him and had told him to come pack his things and leave the house. She has already packed his things for him, just for him to come and carry his things and leave the house. And this is getting serious. Like, I didn't know it's going to get up to this point, but this is getting serious. Okay, for the wife to do that, I'm wondering, didn't they have a conversation about this whole thing? Were there no they didn't have a sit down to talk about their political views and all of that? Well, let me know what you think in the comments as we watch these videos. Let's go listen to other creators and other people who are also considering ending their marriages. Then we'll come back and we'll talk more about it.
Divorces are up, and they are up over politics. Here is just one example. I'm starting divorce procedures with my husband after I found out he voted for Donald Trump. It's not the only reason. We've already had problems like him forcing me to go to church or having me quit my job and become a housewife because he got promoted for a good job. I couldn't find a job where we moved, so I settled in doing housework. I cook, I clean, I'm good at it, but the Trump vote was the last straw, and his lack of remorse. We had a conversation. I told him how hurt I was, how he knew how much I hated Trump, the trauma that man has put me through, but he did not care. I should be grateful because of the job benefits he'll have for his line of work. I'm not going to do this anymore. We have no prenup. I'm going to fight for my rights. We've been married 8 years. I've sacrificed so much. Not anymore. I'm going to take everything I'm owed. The political divide is as big as I've ever seen it, and I've been a divorce lawyer for 20 years, so people have been coming in and talking about their political differences as one of the conflicts that exist in their house for a long time, but it is now at an all-time high. The ideological divide in this country has just gotten wider and wider and wider, and many of us were hopeful that after the election, there would be some relief, but it seems to have only exacerbated the divide. Have you all seen this in your friend group? Are you watching this happen near you as well?
So if you're following me on my page, you know that I have been actively talking to my husband about ending our 17-year marriage. But the events of the past week have made me think that maybe that's not a good idea, that this is the wrong time to go out there on my own with my kids, make myself a single mother. There's so much chaos and conflict and unknown out there that I shouldn't make any big moves. Being in my marriage is difficult and hard, and I'm very unhappy, but at least I know it. It's the devil that I know. But then a couple of days after the election, I think I was watching a video, where Trump was talking about dismantling the Department of Education. And I have 2 kids who have IEP, so I was emotional and upset about it. My husband had come home and he had asked me, what's wrong? And I told him nothing. I said, I'm fine, I'm just not feeling well. And then he walked off. And the reason why I didn't tell him about what I was really feeling is because I know that my husband is not a person that I would talk to about my emotions and feelings, because it's not safe. It would have turned into an argument about politics, or about how a woman shouldn't be president, or about conservative and libertarian and Joe Rogan and all this other shit. And my feelings would be cast aside, not meaningful or important. And that made me realize that my instinct was correct. I have to get out of here. This isn't a safe place for me, and it hasn't been a safe place for me for years. And even though I've done a pretty miraculous job keeping the marriage together, keeping the family together, in spite of my husband's effort to tear it down with his words, his actions, his indifference, This isn't the right place for me. I can't be the mother that I need to be. I can't be the protector that I need to be for my kids and myself in this environment. I know I can do it. I know I can protect myself. I know I can take care of myself. I've done it all along through this entire marriage. And I've done it while being undermined, while having somebody that's been against me and somebody who's tried to tear me down. That means if I'm free of that in the world, I can thrive. This is so different for me. I don't do this. I don't take risks and I don't take chances. This is going to be the first time in my life, really, that or the first time in many, many years that I'm going to take the biggest risk that I've ever taken. But I'm betting on somebody. I'm betting on someone who's come through for me every time, and that's been me.
A divorce lawyer says she got 14 new clients after the election, nearly 3 times the normal number for the busiest of weeks. Political disagreements have been tearing families apart for a decade now, but 2024 seems to be on a whole other level. Which isn't surprising, of course. The contrast between the two respective sides of the political aisle could not possibly be more stark. And women's issues were, of course, one of the things that were at the center of this election. And it seems to have been a lot of women's last straw, if what divorce lawyer at Parker Lawyer on X experienced is any indication. In her tweet, she noted that aside from the fact that November is the slowest month of the year for divorce lawyers, a phenomenal week for her would be 5 new cases. Instead, she got 14 in just the 2 days after the election. And of course, it's possible that her surge in clients was driven by men, but it's highly unlikely as women initiate as much as 70% of divorce proceedings according to some estimates. And she's not the only legal professional who's noticed a surge. Social media is also full of posts from men saying that their wives have even already served them divorce papers since the election. Many of them, like this since-deleted Reddit post, expressing shock that someone would end a marriage over just politics. But it's likely not just politics. The shocking misogynist rhetoric unleashed by people who voted like him since election night is frankly astonishing. All those your body, my choice chants among men who voted for the president-elect are... I don't even know what to say about that. But probably even more relevant is the fact that polling has shown that Republican voters, the vast majority of whom are men, were largely misinformed not only on the facts of the issues at hand in this election, but more importantly, the Republican policy proposals put forth to solve them. With, for example, Google searches about tariffs going absolutely through the roof on November 6th. After the election was already over. For Democratic voters, on the other hand, the majority of whom are women, polling has shown the opposite to be true. So we can safely assume that most women are very familiar with what's about to come down the political pike. And among those potential policies is the elimination of no-fault divorce, which has been a fixation among Republican politicians, men's rights activists, religious conservatives, and many others for quite some time now, and would mean women were only permitted to divorce their husbands if they could prove some kind of wrongdoing, which is of course impossible in most cases. As another woman on X put it, when it comes to divorce, there's a real feeling that women better do it now if they want to do it. And it seems like an awful lot of them are drawing this same conclusion. As the old saying goes, elections have consequences.
He admitted that he was going to vote for Donald Trump, and I'm just, that was it. I can't share my life with somebody that's going to support that direction. I mean, this individual is a convicted felon. Will say offensive remarks about women, about different ethnicities, and I find it highly offensive. How can this man lead our country when he's in a position of power and will openly insult different groups? It's very offensive.
I believe that Kamala Harris is the leader that we need, and she gives us, a seat at the table. And if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. But I don't know how many people would have gone as far as to split with their significant other because of a political view. Do you regret your decision to leave?
No. I am a strong woman, and I believe that women out there need to be strong and stay steadfast in their convictions. Ladies, we need to band together.
So I'm seeing a lot of people saying they're divorcing their partner because they voted for Trump. It's all over Instagram and TikTok. But my question is, what did you guys discuss in your relationships? How did you not know that your partner was gonna vote for Trump? How do you not know your partner's political views? How do you not know your partner's core values? Why do you have to go through relationship, engagement, marriage,
and only realize when you're married and been married for a while that your partner would vote for Trump. It's a little weird. Like, what do you guys discuss? What do you guys talk about in your relationships?
I agree with this last lady. Like, what did you guys talk about in your relationship? What did you guys talk about when you were courting? What did you guys talk about even in the marriage for 17 years? You see that woman that said she's divorcing, she wants to divorce her husband of 17 years. What were you waiting for 17 years and unhappy? Like, you were unhappy for 17 years. Oh my God, that's a long time to be unhappy. That's a long time. And you have seen all of these traces, and all of a sudden, you want to do it now that the economy has changed. Things are becoming so, you know what, right? Man, for 17 whole years. That's a long time to be unhappy because I am not going to stay 17 years unhappy. No way. I am not ready to stay for 17 years, trying to make something work for 17 years and it's not looking like it's going to work. No, I am not. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. I'll be here to read from you. This is becoming crazy every day by day. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be here to read from you. Do well to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and do give my video a thumbs up, as well as share with your friends so that they can watch my video as well. Thank you so much. See you guys on my next video, guys. Bye.